Ladies and gentlemen, who could lead the ALCCI better than someone who was born in Lebanon, went through the difficulties of living there, then immigrated as a teenager in Australia to work very hard and earn every step of succeeding in what you call the Australian dream. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Faddy Zouky.
Thank you, Tanya, for your kind words. You are all honored guests in your own rights, but protocol dictates that I must acknowledge the following guests. The Honorable Martin Ferguson, the Honorable Philip Raddock, representing the opposition leader, Mr. Tony Abbott. The Honorable Andrew Elmsbury, representing the Premier of Victoria, Mr. Ted Bellew. The Honorable Steve Bracks, Premier of Victoria between 1999 to 2007, longest serving Labour Premier in Victoria, proud patron of the ALCCI. The Honourable Tim Holding, the Honourable Bronwyn Pike, the Honourable Marlene Kairouz, the Honourable Nazih Al-Asmar, the Honourable Bill McGrath, the visiting Member of Parliament from Lebanon, Mr. Khalid Zahraman, Mr. Anthony Hullo, Councillor and former Mayor of the City of Moreland, His Excellency Dr. John Daniel, Lebanese Ambassador to Australia, His Excellency Lex Bartlam OAM, Australian Ambassador to Lebanon, His Excellency Mohammed Khairat, Egyptian Consul General in Australia, Mr. Robert Watkins, United Nations Resident Coordinator for Lebanon. Welcome, Sir Robert. Mr. Ayman Makki, UNDP. His Excellency Mr. Wang Yangpu, Commercial Consul of the Economic and Commercial Sections, Consulate General of the Republic of China. His Excellency Mr. Henry Costoun, Lebanese Consul General in Victoria. Mr. Anthony Torbay, Honorary Consul for Lebanon in Queensland. His Excellency Mr. Anton Babic, Croatian Consul General in Victoria. His Excellency Mr. Haidonbu Sabastima, Japanese Consul General in Victoria. His Excellency Mr. Serdaz Genis, the Turkish Consul General in Victoria. Ms. Ilham Rahal, on behalf of Mr. Mohammed Shkair, President of Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Agriculture for Beirut and Mount Lebanon. Mr. Bruno Cotton, President of the French-Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Raymond Najjar, National Chairman of the Australian Arab Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Joe Khattar, Chairman of the Australian Lebanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, New South Wales. Monsignor Joe Tashi, Victorian Maronite Community. Reverend Father Antoine Tarabai, the head of St. Charbel's Monastery and College. Very Reverend Father Dimitri Baroudi, St. Nicholas Orthodox Church. Reverend Father Georges Al-Khouri, St. Paul's Orthodox Church. Father Edmund Andraus, Our Lady of Lebanon Maronite Church. The Antonite Sisters, Saidi Baisari and Da'ad Al-Azzi, and sponsors and supporters, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. We come together from the other side of the world and all around Australia to make a difference. Tonight, we celebrate the launch of the Australian Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry Victoria and the unveiling of the United Nations Development Programme Live Lebanon initiative. A need prompted by a request, fueled by inspiration and determination, driven by motivation and professionalism, the Chamber was established. The need was recognized during a trade mission to the Middle East in 2004 by then Premier of Victoria, the Honourable Steve Bracks. The purpose of this visit to Lebanon was to promote education, trade and tourism between the Lebanon and Victoria. His visit boosted confidence in Lebanon and better awareness by Lebanon of Australia, and specifically Victoria. However, I observed that Victoria needed a non-government organization capable of maintaining the momentum. Then, in recent times, there was a request by the Lebanese president to establish this chamber. In this regard, I would like to recognize the Australian Lebanese Chamber and Commerce New South Wales, led by Mr. Joe Khattar, for their inspiration and ongoing support. Through the support of the Lebanese Consul General in Victoria, His Excellency Henry Costoun, we were committed to uniting a group of business people who share the same values and aspirations, and were equally passionate about forging a formidable bilateral relationship in trade, commerce, and tourism for the benefit of both Australia and Lebanon. I would like to take this opportunity to name my fellow founding directors for this chamber. Mr. Louis Fleifel, OAM Honorary President, Mr. Mazen Tabet, Secretary, Mr. Naeem Melhim, Treasurer, Mr. Joseph Kairouz, Public Officer, Mr. Roland Japour, Public Relations Officer, Ms. Carla Taylor, Executive Secretary, Mr. Fred Farouk Andraus, Mr. Nidal Amachi, Mr. Tony Latouf, Mr. George Rivers, Mr. Camille Nahas, Mr. Naji Imam, and Mrs. Claude Khouri Azar, who is doing a marvelous work for us as our representative director in Lebanon. We thank you, Claude, for traveling so far to be with us tonight on this special occasion. I wholeheartedly thank each and every one of these successful and talented people for their confidence in me to lead this organization in the most professional manner. I'm very proud of the achievements already made by this chamber. We have such overwhelming support and encouragement from the business communities of Australia and Lebanon. This is evident from the constant increase in members and sponsors. To our members, I extend my warmest gratitude, and to all of our sponsors, I give a special thanks. I promise you this chamber will be of added value to you. I must acknowledge the great support from all our political parties in Australia and in Lebanon, who are recognizing the invaluable role of this chamber in uniting the business communities within and between these two nations. I would now like to thank my close friend, Mr. Mohammed Shkair, President of the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture for Beirut and Mount Lebanon, who has been an absolute inspiration. It is such a tremendous honor for us to be entering into a memorandum of understanding with his prestigious chamber and its membership of more than 30,000 individuals and companies. Mr. Shkair, I thank you for welcoming us to your chamber. I thank you for treating us like family when we visit you and your chamber in Lebanon. I promise you we will do our utmost to reciprocate the professionalism, the trust, and the fulfillment of our constitutional goals. We are looking forward to your visit with members of your board and chamber here in Australia. At this point, I would like to congratulate you on this week being awarded the presidency of the Association of Mediterranean Chambers of Commerce and Industry. While it's unfortunate that this award meant you could not be with us tonight, we are honored to have Ms. Ilham Rahal here as your delegate. We thank Ilham for traveling all these miles away from her husband, His Excellency Mohammed Rahal, who was the ex-Minister of Environment in Lebanon, who, if you don't know him, to be with us to represent the CCIMB. We are delighted and honored to execute this evening a further memorandum of understanding with the national body being the Australian Arab Chamber and Commerce of Industry. Now to you, Your Excellency, Mr. Frey Sabodjian, I thank you for your kind words that we will be seeing later on DVD of support. I assure you your words echo in our Constitution, and we look forward to hosting you among us in the near future. I would also like to recognize my close friend Marcel Ghanim of the LBC, who had to cancel his appearance here tonight due to an interview with President Barack Obama that coincided with our function here. However, and by no means as a consolation, we are extremely honored to have the very charismatic and talented Tanya Mhanna as our MC tonight. I would like to thank Tanya for making this journey to be here. In doing so, making tonight so special for us. We are very honored to have you here, and with you, the LBC cameraman, Mr. Fuad Youssef. In addition, we have Joyce Akiki covering tonight's event for the MTV with her cameraman, Firaz Khalifi, and Rasha Al-Khatib covering the launch for the Future TV with her colleague, Sohail Al-Musa. I also need to thank the members of our local media and those who traveled from interstate for being here with us. I can't find the right words to also express the Chamber's gratitude to a person who has dedicated countless hours and energy in the formation of the ALCCI and also unconditionally adopted Lebanon as her second homeland, Ms. Carla Taylor. Will you round of applause for this lady, please? I wear another hat here tonight. Early last year, I was honored to be selected as the Australian Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Development Programme Live Lebanon Initiative, a program that shows exemplary compassion in humanitarian cause. The scope of work encompasses Lebanon's regional areas and wherever the need arises. The Live Lebanon program has had a positive social and economic benefit to the regional areas from which most Australian Lebanese originate. Indeed, the vast majority of all of you of Lebanese origin here tonight should feel a connection to this UNDP initiative. With respect to the UNDP, I am so proud to be part of this professional organization for which transparency and accountability are undeniably paramount. As it is evident that Lebanon is still in serious need of improvement to basic infrastructure in the development of regional Lebanon, I call on the business communities of our multicultural Australia to support the UNDP in its mission in Lebanon. Now, I thank you, Mr. Robert Watkins, for accepting our invitation and agreeing to come here tonight to deliver our keynote address. Your presence here is an extraordinary honor. I also want to sincerely thank the Live Lebanon project manager, Mr. Ayman Maki, for continuously putting pressure on me and attempting to organize my chaotic life. To all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I offer heartfelt thanks for your support and wish you a wonderful evening, and please, please enjoy yourselves.